Hey folks, it's Who's of Doom. I wanted to make a video about the Warhammer community page that launched this week, and it's in part a response to Vince Venturella at Warhammer Weekly and his topic of the week. And so the new community page tackles, it includes elements for almost every game that Games Workshop produces. I assume that the specialist games will be included as well. But right now there's tabs for Age of Sigmar and 40K and Black Library and Forge World and Warhammer TV and Horus Heresy. And if you click on each one, there's articles and all sorts of things, and there's interviews. I think like the newsletters and things like that might be coming out through there now. And so some of the articles are kind of fun and interesting. They kind of get you to meet the various people at Games Workshop a little bit better, which is a good thing. For instance, if you follow Warhammer TV and the painting tutorials, you'll know that Duncan's a pretty good painter, and the very first model he ever painted, for instance, is one of the current articles, and it's pretty cute because it's he painted it when he was really young, and it looks absolutely terrible. And it just kind of shows you that if you play or if you work at painting consistently, you'll certainly improve. It also has some features for rumors and breaking news, and I think that that's kind of an interesting component. They showed a part of a picture of a model coming out next year, and of course people were all wondering what it is and so on and so forth. But I think it has some good elements to it. It potentially could be improved, but I think that that's definitely what they're going to be doing. They've basically been very open at the fact that this is the first version of it, and that it will be prone to changes. I think what I like most about it is that it's a one-stop shop. It has all the games and all the different aspects of Games Workshop that I enjoy in one website, and that's a bit difficult. So it has a somewhat more unique place than a lot of the other websites you might go to or accounts that you might be involved with, because most of those are specifically devoted towards one game. So I think that's a good thing, because I think it can draw together all the different people that like the models and games at Games Workshop, but maybe haven't played the others, and it kind of brings them into one larger community. Now that's something that I have an interest in, because my channel, most of the content is Age of Sigmar. I do the odd other game as well, but I tend to market myself as a general Warhammer channel. So basically everything that is covered in the community page is something that I would like to incorporate into my own YouTube channel, and I'd love to play all these other games and do a little bit more of them, and kind of have a little bit more equal content production in terms of what I'm doing. Now, right now, most of the content is Age of Sigmar, because I absolutely love Age of Sigmar, and it probably won't change anytime soon. I suspect it might go a little bit more towards 40K once 8th comes out. But right now it's Age of Sigmar, and like I said, though, every now and then I make a video about a slightly different topic, and that's something that is important to me, because I love the entire Games Workshop community and the entire Games Workshop range of products and games. I think they're all really fun. I love all the models, and that's something that that's something I really wanted to promote my own channel. And I think in the past, that type of try to appeal to both players that play Warhammer and players that play the other games, those are more difficult. Most people started with 40K, but then they may have moved into Warhammer, and then they almost played exclusively one or the other over time. It became very rare for people to play both. But I think that's changing with Age of Sigmar. I think there's a lot of people coming across to play both games, and so I think that there's a potential there on the point of my own channel to maybe, help people to kind of get together in that regard, and to show that both games are really cool. That's kind of the plan. But I think so it meshes well with this community page. And initially I was thinking, this could be great if I could, put content on there, or, if there's a way to interact with other people, and, so on and so forth. That would be really great. But so far there's no way to post, anything, or have a conversation with other hobbyists or even people on the website. So it's a little bit more limited. It's just purely articles, but right now. So I guess in that regard, I do hope that they continue to improve the site. Now, when it first launched, just like Wednesday, there were some people on Facebook that posted a few kind of a little bit, because they didn't really give a lot of details. People had kind of expectations that it would be far more interactive. And so people were a little bit annoyed by that it really isn't. But the Facebook comments from GW were basically saying, this is version 1, there will be other things coming, and the impression you really do get from Games Workshop today is that if we want it, they will make it, especially when it comes to community outreach. But I do hope that in general the Warhammer community is a platform for increased communication. And I hope that they do talk about future releases. They don't need to be super specific. They don't need to, give pictures and things like that. I just want a little bit more communication about the direction of the company, the direction of the specific games and model lines. I would rather that we knew a little bit more about the upcoming 8th edition in advance. Or, potential armies in Age of Sigmar that have yet to be released that are like a huge unknown. If they specifically said, well, those are coming out next year. That's all they need to say. I don't need anything else. I just need to have a little bit more, just a little bit more confidence that they will be there and that they will be supported. But I don't think I have any specific fears about the website. Most of the things that people have raised as fears just don't really apply to me and how I play the game or interact with the community. My general attitude towards it is that having a Warhammer GW community site, even if it's just articles, is infinitely better than not having it. So they've already improved. They've already moved one step further towards creating a great website than they did, Tuesday when it wasn't even up. So it's all win thus far. Now, I hope that they continually improve it, and it will require an enormous amount of investment and time and energy. And so, for instance, if they even just the current content, if I go on that website next week and it's all the exact same articles, well, I don't know if that's going to really do much. Like, they need to constantly kind of not just improve the features and add new features, but they need to constantly create new content, and that's going to be an enormous amount of energy on their part to do that. And so hopefully it's good enough that it warrants that investment. So, if they added a few features that could be a little bit more, that could ease some communication, so that they can improve, right? That's the point in some ways. It's not just them telling us. It's us also communicating with them, saying we would prefer to have this, or even asking rules and things like that. A lot of this can be accomplished in their other platforms as well, and so it becomes more of a balance. Like, what is the respective use of each different resource going to be? And I guess that it's been like 2 days, or it just came out yesterday, so it's very loosey-goosey at this point. So far the critical reception I've seen has been largely positive, But then again, most of the people I know are fairly avid GW enthusiasts. So, like I said, one thing that they said that they're going to have on the website is reviews. It's difficult to come up with a review made by a company or an employee or a representative of the company that is not just fully positive. Now, in general, I do like GW products. I do like GW games. I do have the odd critique here and there, but it's fairly mild. So, I don't know like if the review is simply talking about the content and why it's good, that's great. If they start giving it like a score, I don't know if that's going to be any useful, because I think we all know it's going to be pretty much maxed out every time. So I would say in general, it's just nice to have a GW official website that's not about, it's not explicitly about pushing sales. Of course, anything they do indirectly is designed to increase sales, but it's a different website than like the regular GW website where you have the models and prices. This talks about how cool the model is, and then if you want to buy it, you have that option. But it's a little bit more indirect. But anyways, I think it's a positive development. It can't be worse. It can't be bad. Then we'll see what happens in the future. But anyways, have a good one.